all bullshit aside, I'm not coming to just pick up a check. Fuck the money. I know when I win this fight, there's more money to come. And y'all gave a young, well, excuse my language, but this ain't Nickelodeon, this pay-per-view. Y'all gave a young nigga a chance to make $100 million. Y'all got me fucked up if y'all think I'm about to lose to Manny Pacquiao, man. I'm about to beat his motherfucking ass on God now. And I don't know who in them is, man. Flat out.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Beat C, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, there you had it. They heard it from the cam man himself, Adrian the Problem Broner. He says that you got him messed up. You got him effed up if you think that he's going to lose to Manny Pacquiao. He's about to beat his ass. So, you know, that's what he said. You know, let's consider the alternative. I just made a video saying that Adrian Broner has little chance against Manny Pacquiao. And I'm basing that off of what we've seen throughout the totality of his career, his style as well. But let's consider the alternative reality here for a second. Adrian Broner, for all the criticism I've given him on this channel, and I've given him quite a lot. You can go just type in Adrian Broner on my channel. You can go look at my playlist of things I've said about Adrian the Problem Broner. But for all things I have said bad about him, one thing that I'll definitely say is once he gets into the ring and he actually starts to fight, and he's not being crazy outside the ring. This guy has heart. One thing he does have is heart. You got to give him that much. He has heart. He's never been in a fight where there's plenty of fights that I think he's lost and got gift decisions in. But as far as his actual performance, there has never been a fight where I felt like, well, man, Adrian Broner quit on the stool, or he didn't have the heart, or he didn't. He's always shown himself to be a fighter, and he's in all of his fights, really, even the ones I thought he lost, he's always given a good account of himself. So you got to give him at least that much. Okay, we'll give him that much. So when he fights Manny Pacquiao, win, lose, or draw, I expect Adrian Broner to go in there and give a good account of himself, because he did it against Maidana. He's done it. He did. He got destroyed in the Mikey Garcia fight, but he didn't get stopped. So, when he fights Manny Pacquiao, I'm not expecting him to win. But if he won, let's consider that for a second. Well, what kind of fight would it take place for Adrian Broner to beat Manny Pacquiao? Like how does that fight have to play out for him to get his hand raised at the end of the night? And I think a lot of things have to go right for Adrian Broner to win this fight, to be honest with you. For one, it obviously starts with him before the fight, and then obviously on fight night. Before the fight, he's got to make sure that he's doing the right things every day in the gym, training, eating, all that stuff, to make sure that he's on weight, and that even when he makes the weight, that he's strong at the weight, and that he can go in there and he feels confident in doing whatever he can do. He has to be doing that. And honestly, judging by how he looked at the press conference, he looks like he's really out of shape, and he looks like he's going to have to put in a lot of work just to make the weight, to be honest with you. Now, only time will tell. We won't really have a better idea. We won't have a definitive, clear-cut picture of this until he gets on the scale and weighs in. That's when we will know all about Adrian Broner. But that's where it starts. Then when he climbs those 3 steps and he gets into the ring and he looks Manny Pacquiao square in the eye, he's gonna have to fight the kind of fight where early on in the first 3 rounds, and I'm telling you this right now, in the first 3 rounds against Manny Pacquiao, it is imperative that he gets this man's respect. He has to get his respect. He has to land the kind of shots, whether they be from counter punches, body shots, power jabs, whatever the case may be. He has to get Manny Pacquiao's respect early, because if he fails to do this within the first 3 rounds, he is going to be in for the ass whooping of his life against Manny Pacquiao. I'm telling you that right now. Because the manner in which Adrian Broner has proven himself to fight in over his last 5 fights. Forget the guy who fought DeMarco. That guy at the low weight classes does not exist. The guy that was letting his hands go, throwing those flashy combinations, catching and shooting uppercuts and coming up. That guy's not here no more. The guy that was on the pound for pound list, that guy isn't there. This guy is a counterpuncher. This guy likes to let his opponents lead. So when he fights Manny Pacquiao, it starts on fight night with him getting his respect in those first 3 rounds. So yeah, there's that. And then on top of that, a part of it has nothing to do with him. Honestly, straight up, a part of it has nothing to do with him, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, so obviously boxing, is always it's two people in the ring. It's you versus your opponent. You and you don't necessarily have to have a dominant performance every time when you go in the ring. You can go in there and look like crap, but you just need to be this much better than your opponent. And if you can do that, you get the win. I mean, Vander Holyfield told me that. That's one thing that stuck with me this year. And that's what Broner's got to do. He's got to find a way in this fight to be this much better than Pacquiao. And part of him being this much better than Pacquiao is going to have to be part of that is going to have to it's going to be dependent upon whether or not Pacquiao just ages overnight, because Pacquiao will be 40 years old when this fight starts, and there is a possibility you must consider the possibility that at any time in any fight, Manny Pacquiao could just really, really, really fall off a cliff and not be anything close to what he was even in the Jeff Horn fight or the Matisse fight or any of these past couple fights he's had. It's possible. He's at that age. So if Manny Pacquiao's boxing ability or reflexes or quickness or skills diminish a little bit, which I think you'd be smart to kind of expect it, being that he's 40, then Broner might have that will give Broner more of a chance. So, there's a lot of factors going into this fight. But the thing is, if Broner wins this fight, let's talk about what this would do for Broner if he were actually able to win this fight, to defeat Manny Pacquiao. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think he's going to beat Manny Pacquiao boxing him, because I don't think he has the stamina to go the full 12 with Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao throws too many punches, and Manny Pacquiao's work rate is too high for him to go the 12 rounds and withstand all those Manny's punches and get a decision. I just think Manny will get a decision. And Manny's an A-side fighter, so there's that. But if Broner is able to find the right shot and knock Pacquiao down, Marquez his ass, put him on the canvas, then if he beats him in that kind of fashion, it's gonna change everything for Adrian Broner's career. At 29 years old, we will see Adrian Broner finally with a big win, a massive win on his resume, and it'll open up the door for so many big fights. I mean, there's obviously been talk of not too long ago. There was talk of Broner versus Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia called him out recently and said that was a fight he was interested in a recent Radio Raheem interview. So that I know that's a fight that Adrian would do good numbers in. It would be a fight that, I'm not really sure what it's a fight in terms of big names, but as far as styles go, I'm not sure I'd really be the most excited for that fight, because they're both Danny and Adrian are counter punchers who don't like to lead. They like to let their opponent lead. So I could just see 3 or 4 or 5 rounds of them just posing and just trying to find counter punches, and it might lend to some boring action, I'll be honest with you. But that's a fight that could happen. Keith Thurman, all these big welterweight names that PBC has, they would all just line up to fight Adrian Broner, because for better or for worse, whether you like it or not, Adrian Broner right now is a big money fight. He's good at marketing himself. He's good at selling fights. He's good at getting people to know who he is, whether it's for boxing or for not. Doesn't really matter. The fact of the matter is, Adrian Broner in America is more popular than a lot of fighters. He's more known than a lot of fighters that are really good fighters, fighters that are really good at the sport of boxing. Adrian Broner more popular than them just because he doesn't promote himself. And because he doesn't promote himself, because he can affect that bottom line, which is the money, he can always be relevant in the boxing. He can always be in big fights. And if he wins this fight, he'll actually be able to affect that bottom line even more, because not only can you still sell the fight, but now you've beaten Manny Pacquiao, and that does more for you. So Adrian Broner, this is a chance for me, as far as I'm concerned. The way I look at this fight for him is, this is a chance for him to go in there, and all the wrongs you've had in your career, from the missing the weight on the scales to being spoon-fed and baby, to get decisions, to people like myself who have criticized you. This is your chance to not just shut us up, but to prove to yourself. More importantly, Adrian, don't even try to prove anything to us as fight fans, because we could always find things to criticize. Prove it to yourself, Adrian, because I'm gonna be real. When you look at Adrian Broner, right, and let's just call a spade here on True School Sports. When you look at Adrian Broner, watch his demeanor. Don't necessarily watch the way he's fighting, but watch his demeanor when he's in the ring. Watch the look in his eye. He does not look confident. He doesn't look confident in there. That's why when he fought the Sean Porters of the world, and he sat there for 10, 11 rounds, and he was not confident to let his hands go. He hasn't looked confident in a very long time. I think the last time I thought Adrian Broner looked like a confident fighter was when he fought Khabib Al-Akverdiev, maybe. And before that, I don't even know, but it's been a while since anybody's watched an Adrian Broner fight and said, wow, what a performance. Wow, this guy is special. Wow. I can't believe what I just saw. That wow factor that drew people to Adrian Broner, that made people fall in love with the guy early in his career. People haven't felt that in a while, and people have been waiting to feel that. And this is your chance, Adrian. This is your chance to make people feel what they once felt, okay, about you. And you got a chance to do it against a living legend. So please, opportunity only comes once, and do not squander it. So, yeah, just to recap, Adrian Broner, to beat Manny Pacquiao, I think he has to lower his punch output. And you only do that by getting his respect early. And that's going to come in the form of him landing one of them hard-ass counter shots that he likes to throw, whether it be the uppercut, which I know he likes, the uppercut, the hook, the left hook that I know he likes to throw. Left hook or uppercut, he needs to find a way. He needs to land one of those punches cleanly, flush on Manny Pacquiao when he jumps in early in the fight and get his respect. He does that, his chances of in the fight go significantly up. And we might be talking a lot differently about Adrian Broner here on True School Sports. But that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What does Adrian Broner need to do to limit Manny Pacquiao and just put a fork in all his plans to go fight Mayweather a second time? Let me know in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single video, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.